We are now at the halfway point of Alien Earth Season 1. Hopefully it's only one season long. And I have been painfully going through and breaking down every episode so far. Here we are again with episode 4, Observation. There is no time to waste. So little happens in this episode. I have to get to it right now. While we patiently wait for the crack squad at Prodigy to finish monitoring Wendy, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to Adam Does Movies on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts, I would be pleased as punch, and there's something in it for you. Not only do I do recaps on the Alien Earth series, I'm also talking Peacemaker Season 2. I'm also reviewing movies every single week on the channel with a couple right around the corner. And this is all free of charge. It's quite a deal over here. Okay, I think they're about finished up. And what this team has determined in their infinite wisdom is that our gal Wendy has some sort of a connection with the Xenomorph alien. I don't actually know how they got the name Xenomorph, where they found that classification from, but whatever, it is what it is. Now strapped with a fresh lung, Joe is by his sister's side. The working theory right now is the Xenomorph have chosen Wendy to communicate through. Why have they done this? Unclear. I can tell you one thing for certain. I cannot wait for this series to be over. The team is able to move knobs around and find the proper frequency so she can hear what the Xenomorphs are saying. Wendy is able to replicate the alien's language. Let me see if I can illustrate it better for you right now. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. This new revelation has the team both in fear and incredibly aroused. Her simp brother Joe just wants the girl to rest. Leave Wendy alone. The brother and sister make themselves at home in Wendy's room. I think I saw this on OnlyFans once. They discuss a few different topics. The one that really comes up is, hey, sorry I didn't die, bro, and that you went to the funeral. Awkward. As my eyes grazed across the room during this conversation, I couldn't help but feel incredibly let down. There were zero Peter Pan or Ice Age references. Not a stuffed animal, not a Peter Pan book on the shelf. Come on! Holy shit, I spoke too soon! Just seconds later, the two sit down to watch their favorite movie, Ice Age. And the embarrassing part here is, even though I am a movie connoisseur, I was unable to figure out which Ice Age movie they were watching. Based on the few seconds of footage, it would look to be one of the new shitty Disney ones. But anyway, we're eating good with another Ice Age reference. Directly after this, we head on over to Boy Cavalier's room where he is reading, holy shit, yeah, Peter Pan, baby! Us Alien fans are eating well on tonight's episode. Oh my god. Meanwhile, Morrow continues secretly communicating with Check's notes Slightly. That's his name, Slightly. Because he's one of the Lost Boys. Morrow wants Slightly to steal one of these Xenomorph eggs. And he wants this information to stay between Morrow and Slightly. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Of course, this dipshit doesn't realize Timothy Oliphant, or Timothy Olibot, as I call him, is listening into this entire thing. Because the synthetics' eyes are recording 24/7, their brains are processing and sending information back to the home world. It's all being recorded somewhere. Morrow knows he needs to build trust with Slightly, which means he has to reveal his first name. I don't really know how that builds trust, if this is some Aragon shit where your name has power behind it and you can hold that over someone else, if there's some magic involved, it doesn't matter. He tells him his name is Kumi Morrow, and he's able to get Slightly to tell him his first and last name as well. What a moron. And you know he's going to use that for nefarious purposes later on. Now, we pull back on a sheep being experimented on. Eyeball Squid has entered the arena. This, for me, is easily the coolest moment in the entire series so far, as Squidward slides across the ground, scampers up into the eyeball of the sheep, rips that shit out, throws it on the ground, and pops inside the socket, taking full control of the beast. His brain activity and everything reads completely different, much smarter. Boy Cavalier looks almost turned on by this. And I hate to say it, but I'm worried this is now the only way he can achieve climax. Married scientist couple. I didn't actually know they were married until this point. That's fun. Have a secret chat about the efficacy of what they have done. You know, the whole taking the sick and dying children and putting them in different bodies of adults. Then they start to question, are they actually the same person, or did this AI just kind of replicate their thought patterns and their humor and all that stuff? They're probably dead. We maybe just killed a bunch of kids. We have female Ron Weasley interrupting the conversation to announce she's expecting. What? That's right, 13-year-old girl inside of an adult body is preggers. This prompts Lady Scientist to have a private conversation with her. And this is kind of a learning lesson for all of us, certainly for me, as Lady Scientist explains the birds and the bees, how one procreates and actually conceives a child. I was taking copious notes. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, yes. Good, yes, right. That makes more sense than what I did. Female Ron Weasley has a counter argument saying, Jesus? Checkmate. She went the Immaculate Conception angle. Smart, because as we all know, Jesus was born without any of that pesky penetration. It is a fair point. Penetration, of course, short for penetration. Sorry, I should have clarified that. Scientist lady keeps probing for answers, but she pushes a little too hard, digging a little too deep into this ginger's history, causing her to pounce on her like a cat. Meow. A peace offering of tea calms the girl down. Perhaps, and please hear me out, putting the brains of little children in adult super soldier bodies, not the best idea. Scientist lady covertly hits a little switch under her desk, which cues a couple soldiers to come in and gently escort the young lady back to her quarters. She then tells the guard that we are at a threat level 3. I have no idea if that's bad or good. I imagine it's a little serious. I don't know if it goes up to 10 or 5 or if 3 is the max. Maybe it goes to 100 and this isn't a big deal. But in either case, she goes, we're at a threat level 3. Tell your boss, he'll know what to do. Meanwhile, Joseph has a chat with Atom Eins. They're both kind of in the same boat trying to figure out what the hell's going on with these kids. Are they actually still people inside of robots? Or do they no longer exist? And now this is nothing more than property for a company to control. He then offers Joseph a job at the company so he can monitor his sister and, just be in on the action. Sometimes I call Joe Joseph. We have a connection like that. We also have a lot of one-on-one conversations in this episode. Not a lot of Xenomorph. Budget Timothy Chalamet gets that much-needed one-on-one time with Wendy that he's been craving. That deep, insightful conversation he's been wanting to have forever. That's why he did this to begin with. Well, what do they talk about? The same thing he talks about every night, Pinky. Peter Pan. He wants to know what it was like fighting the alien, and he wanted to know if she felt like a lost boy fighting the pirates. The dude has Peter Pan living rent-free in his head 24/7. Boy Cavalier then steers the conversation, this is me steering, onto her brother and how he kind of sucks and should probably leave. Brothers suck. Boo. Family. Gross. He makes a deal with Wendy. If she can crack the code of the Xenomorph language, her brother Joe can stay at Neverland. That's the name of the facility, Neverland. He's into Peter Pan. Timothy Olibot has a one-on-one conversation. This whole fucking show is just one-on-one conversations. This time with Lost Boy Noodles. Who could forget Noodles? He's so iconic in the show. He wants to forget it. He wants to change his name to Isaac because he feels like he's a scientist, akin to an Isaac Newton. Timothy Olibot clearly doesn't give a fuck about this conversation. He's like, yeah, sure, dude, do whatever you want. Name yourself Pluto Nash for all I care. Just get away. 50% of the dialogue is revolving around name changes. It's crazy. We now have another one-on-one conversation taking place. This time, once again, it's Morrow and Slightly with Olibot listening in. Slightly has a change of plans. He no longer wants to help steal an egg. Morrow, not thrilled with that and kind of knew this was going to happen, so he preemptively stole Slightly's mother. And he has a new proposition marked "fuck you" for Slightly. You now need to sneak another person into the egg chamber, let the face hugger attach to him, give it around 48 hours, see how things shake out, and then I'll let your mother live. Seems like a fair trade-off. Morrow didn't specify that Slightly needs to bring a human into the egg chamber because another synthetic's not going to do anything. No gestation is going to be able to happen there. Although, maybe, it's possible that our Ginger Ron Weasley female edition has a xenomorph inside of her and we don't even know it. But she was attacked by the eyeball squid, so probably not. Who knows anymore? Let's just keep going. We're now outside with more than 2 people. We have a show here. Joey explains to the Lost Boys about the big 5 major companies that pretty much own Earth now. Enter Slightly, who sees Joey and throws a fit about how it's not fair that Wendy has family there and he doesn't. His name is Joe. I call him Joey sometimes. We're close like that. The thing is, Slightly, Joseph Fire agrees with you. I also call him Joseph Fire sometimes. We have that special connection. Night has once again fallen on us, and we see Wendy kneeling next to Joe's old lung. She just loves her brother so much she can't let even a small part of him go. She starts singing, I will follow him wherever he may go. Ooh, there isn't an ocean too deep. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. She's singing to the lung, as one does. Suddenly, it starts beating back, and it ejects itself, shot out of a cannon from the glass chamber onto the floor, as one does. Timothy Diddybot outside looking in like a creeper at this whole thing taking place. Looks like Wendy has found her Tinkerbell. The little Xeno-Worm slides up to her. Mama! Mama! She strokes it on the head, as one does. And the episode ends, as all of these episodes do, with another completely out of place rock song. This time, Jane Addiction's Ocean Size. And that's a wrap on episode 4. Another episode that lacks any sort of tension or atmosphere, but it's starting to get a little deep with the mystery. And I will say, I hate 85% of this with the synthetic kids, which is the majority of the show. But there is the 15% of alien stuff that's at least somewhat intriguing. I'm sure the show's gonna botch the crap out of it, but I'm kind of curious as to where this goes. But overall, whatever this series was supposed to be has completely missed the mark for me, but we continue together through these recap videos, and I will have another one, rest assured, next week. But look forward to a Peacemaker recap on episode 2 of season 2 in a couple days. I'll have a review later for The Roses, which is hitting theaters soon, and I'll have other reviews coming up along with a full breakdown video for the end of August, the worst and best movies I saw. And surprisingly, when I went through the list of all the films I saw this year, it's quite a bit more positive than it is negative. There was some good gems this month that a lot of people slept on, and I'll let you know about them. But there you have it, my thoughts on Alien Afterbirth, episode 4 of season 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your take is so far on this journey. Please, again, think of subbing to Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's a free service all around, and you get to hear more of me in the future, and I would appreciate it. Lastly, if you're on YouTube, think about hitting the notification bell so I show up in your feed, liking this video, and leaving a comment. It helps the algorithm, I'm told. All right, that's all I got for you. See you next time. I love him, I love him, I love him. If you appreciate my content, I am a one-man band. This is a ton of work, and you want a way to give back. Head on over to patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's tons of exclusive perks over there. Look at these awesome supporters so far. There's some of the best people on this planet, and you could be one of them. You could be right there alongside, and I would appreciate it.